Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, one of the things I want to help women understand about men is men learn in the dark. I know a lot of times we talk about how men are not coming and learning about relationships and things of that nature. It's not necessarily that the men aren't coming to learn, it's that it's not even pushed by the algorithm. So it's not pushed by the algorithm, so therefore a lot of men can't even find it. But men are learning in the dark. So what a man does is he goes to Google. He goes to Google and he Googles and he reads article after article, and he looks and he watches other men in real life. And he looks and he studies women in real life. And he's learning and he's gathering data, and you may never know it. He may never ask you. So it's not that men are not learning. It's not that men don't care to learn, that men aren't seeking to learn. It's that men are doing it in the dark. And this dawned on me because I was always saying, oh, men don't listen to this, men don't listen to that, men ain't doing this. And then it hit me and I realized, Tony, yes, you do. You just do it on your own time, in your own way, and you don't tell anybody. And that's just how it works. And so you got to understand that just because it's kind of like if a man thirsty and there's a well, he might wait till nobody looking. He might wait till nobody's there. And the women might gather around the well and drop their bucket in and get the water they need, and they don't care that anybody sees them tired and thirsty. But the man might not want anybody to see him in that space. And even though it's a natural thing, he may hide it and wait till nobody's looking. That's the difference between men and women. It's like a man could want to cry, and he won't cry in public. He won't cry in his car without tinted windows at the red light. But a lot of times you'll be at the red light and you look over and you see a woman, no tint, bawling her eyes out. And women have a space and a freedom to cry, to express vulnerability, and to show whatever it may be, inadequacy, weakness. That's why the term damsel in distress is a term, because women have that room and are catered to in that area in a lot of ways. Whereas a man, it's big boys don't cry. Big boys don't cry. Suck it up. Shut up. Big boys don't cry. Oh, you crying? Oh, you a punk. Oh, you soft. Oh, man. So a man is literally expected not to cry during a sad movie. A man is expected not to cry. Like, people literally are looking at the men that they look up to or that they respect at a funeral. Like, my sons is watching me at a funeral to see if I'm gonna cry. It's like a man is not given the space to be vulnerable, to be weak. And when I say weak, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just, yes, the body gets weak. The mind gets weak. Like, we could be in a weak state. That don't mean depressed. That doesn't mean that you soft. That doesn't mean that you less than a man when you're in a weak state of mind. But the man doesn't get that space. So it's like when we're in a movie, if it's a certain sad part, my wife and sons looking at me to see if I'm gonna cry, because that's an event for a man to cry. And that's part of the problem of why so many men have what y'all call arrested development, and why so many men have communication issues. It's because men are not given a space to feel. And if a man feels, oh, he's soft. And when you think about it, it's not just, see, a man knows feelings. So a man, yes, there's teenage boys that if they homeboy cry, unless it's like a real serious event, like parent died, that teenage boy probably gonna get, talked about. Now, but I have heard mothers and grandmothers and aunts ridicule young men for crying. Oh, you soft. Oh, you crying. And it's kind of like when you playing a sport. If a girl is playing a sport and she falls and she hurts herself and she rolling on the floor, she rolling on the ground, everybody run out to her aid. If a boy falls down, the moms are the first ones. Get up, you're okay, get up. And it's like, wow, can the man really be hurt? Can we see if the man really hurt first? Like, he human, he could feel. And so this is what I want you to think about, because this is what you gotta make sure that you're not doing with your son. Because see, a lot of women don't like the way their boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or husband or ex-husband communicate and carries himself, but then will have a son and unbeknownst to them raise their son the same way, not realizing you raising someone who does not feel. So like my youngest, he feels deeply like me. So when I was growing up, I was a crybaby. And so that's why when you see me on here and you see me doing what I'm doing, it's because of my heart. It's because the passion in my heart. And so because of that passion in my heart, I serve and I break the rules and I give information that no man is giving, and I share things that no man is sharing, because I see the pain that women are suffering. And so, but what that looked like is, as a child, I was a crybaby. Like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until the world said, hey, you can't cry because your feelings hurt. I cried when my feelings hurt. My eyes water up and I would cry. And that's how my youngest son is. You say anything to him, anything. Now, guess what? It's just that he feels and his body expresses through tears. But he's not soft. He's not soft. He don't let nobody. I watch him with his homeboys, who are, some of them bigger than he is. Some of them got more muscle. Some of them, more athletic. He don't let nobody take advantage of him. I watch him playing when we at a birthday party or we somewhere, the parents sitting over here, the boys over there. My son almost borderline a little bully, in the sense of not mistreating people, but nope, that's mine. Nope, that's my turn. Nope, like he checked dudes, but yet he's very, very sensitive in his spirit. And so that's the duality. So if I tell him, hey, stop that crying, which I have done that before. Stop that crying. I'm gonna give you something to cry for. A lot of parents said that. Now I had to check myself. And what I have to make sure is that he's not using the tears to manipulate. But if he's feeling and his feelings hurt, and he got big eyes like me, and when he go to blanking, them tears go to welling up, he go to blanking, and it's just his feelings hurt. He don't like to get in trouble. He don't like to get caught. But guess what? That don't make him not be conniving. That don't make him not be sneaky. So just because he's sensitive don't mean he ain't sneaky. You see what I mean? So I want you to understand that men are in this world that has said, be this way, be this way, be this way. But the human experience is not intended to be that way. As humans, we are intended to have a range of emotions. in one day, as humans, we should laugh, we should cry, we should smile, we should go within and have deep thought. We should give, we should receive, we should love, we should express, all in a day. A human is intended to have a range of emotions. But what the world has done is it has put us in a box and say, women, you got to act this way, men, you got to act this way. And that's really what breaks us down. So I'm assuming that car had rims on it, and they done left the car up on the jikes, I guess. All the tires gone. And so I want you to think about that. Really think about that, process that, and just see how you are when you're dealing with a man or a boy. See if you are creating a space for him to feel, for him to express, for him to have a range of emotions. Or if you realize and recognize that he's been put in a box and his feelings have been shut down to where he can't express and feel. Hey, this is Tony Gaston. God bless you. Y'all got to forgive me. Looking rough. Headed to the barbershop and get a little trim up. God bless you. We'll talk soon.